Welcome back to the RListAtlanta show. And as you can see, we have our special guest with us tonight, Trai Milan.
Yes.
I said million before. Again, blame Bacardi. But
Don't let us have it too hard.
Oh Lord.
So how you feeling tonight?
I'm good. I'm good.
Welcome to the show, the RListAtlanta show.
I appreciate the invite.
And we appreciate you definitely for coming. I do want to take a quick moment to give a shout out to our viewers tonight. I definitely want to say thank you for tuning in, Sean. Mike Steele, we appreciate you for tuning in tonight. Thank you for checking us out, Sam. Also, Brandon Maddox, we appreciate the support. JC and Sheldon of the ATL, we appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. Definitely tune in with us every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. So, back to our special guest.
Before we get into that hard, tell us about the drink. How do you feel about the Cuba Libre?
Cuba Libre.
Libre.
Well, it's very smooth. Of course, I like Bacardi because of the smoothness. So I like smooth or either kind of flavorful drink. So it works for me.
Good. And make sure you're taken care of tonight. So tell the viewers about yourself. Introduce, for those who have never heard of you, introduce yourself. Introduce yourself to them.
Okay, no problem. My name is Trai Milan. I've been right now I'm pretty much focusing on the acting side of my career. I also, as of the first of the year, started a modeling agency, which is Real Modeling Agency. I'm in the process of getting a catalog of models and measurements, and at some point I'm going to have my own core models, which I will use to launch my jean and t-shirt line and expanding from that in the future. I've been working on a lot of stuff. I've been working with a very driven and focused producer. Her name is Coco Springer. She's watching. Hello, Coco.
Hey, Coco.
I've learned a lot. She's extremely driven and focused, and I've had the opportunity to also work with a casting director, Darla Clarkston, who is amazing, and I'm gonna give her movie a shout out because her movie should hit the Midtown Theater the 22nd of this month.
Of this month?
Yes, she was the casting director, and they filmed in Savannah. So make sure you support Miss Darla Clarkston.
What's the name of that movie?
It's Abraham Lincoln Slays the Zombies.
I've heard of it.
Yes.
I've heard of
yes.
it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also worked about a month ago did a photo shoot for Coco Springer's dramatic series about a month ago, and it was the best experience. The models were great. There weren't no tantrums and people being demanding, and people were on cue. And
so no Naomi Campbell.
I don't deal with that. Period.
Now, I have one question.
Yes.
Are we going to be able to get some of these models in some RListAtlanta t-shirts and paraphernalia?
You tell me what you need, and I will do it. And I promise you that none of the models will be hard to deal with, because I don't deal with anybody that's just, like a lot of people like to be demanding and difficult. I don't do that. But with a photo shoot that I worked on, I've got some amazing talent. I got one new guy. He is just raw and eager to learn, and that's the attitude you have to have.
Absolutely.
His name is Sam. I'm sure he's watching. I also have a plus size girl who is just amazing. Her name is Kimberly Johnson. She lives in Alabama right now, but I'm determined to get her to move to Atlanta. And,
come on over to cross that border.
Yeah, and then one of my other core models, he's a friend, but because of his work ethic, I pulled him in. That's Delonte Meeks, which you may have seen him on some of the Drop Dead Diva episodes.
Okay.
He's fun to work with. Oh, and I almost forgot before I get killed. I'm also the PR manager and one of the actors for Ebanes Productions.
Okay.
Which is owned and run by hyper, full of energy, Mr. Edgar Baines out of Chicago.
My second home.
So I do have a question. Are
Yeah.
you still looking for models to model?
I'm
for this
always
t-shirt
looking
and
for
jean line?
faces because what I'm doing is getting a catalog together. So when clients come in, they can flip through if there's a specific thing they want.
Okay, so if we have some models viewing tonight or some aspiring models viewing tonight, how would they get in contact with you?
They can go to Real Modeling Agency at gmail.com. You can submit your pictures and measurements.
Okay.
And
Measurements don't mean
right.
large or medium.
Measurements
numbers.
mean neck size, shoe waist,
I believe that.
inseam. Yeah, I think I had that conversation with you. And
Trust me, I started off doing very small and very little modeling.
Right.
I soon let that go.
I started modeling school when I was 17, and it was a lot to learn, but you have to be willing to put in the hard work, and you got to be able to take the critiques. And the thing is, be humble, because if you're not humble, nobody's going to want to work with you.
Well, that's in anything.
Be humble in life.
Yeah.
So what we do in this part of the show is what we call our hot topics. And since this is a political year, we definitely want to address a hot topic in
Let's
politics.
have a drink before we get started on this.
Yes. We like to address one in entertainment, and this season we will be addressing taboo topics. So we will address 3 topics tonight. And the first one, being politics, is actually in reference to the Paycheck Fairness Act that was actually killed in Senate. It went to the Senate, and as far as the votes, it actually lost, and I'm going to give you those exact numbers. It was 52 that voted against it, and 47 senators that voted for it. It was the Republicans that voted against it. They have the majority in the Senate right now, and they voted against this bill. And this is a bill that President Obama has been pushing to create fair pay between men and women. Right now, women are getting paid less for doing the same job as a man. And what this act would do is secure them in getting paid the same amount as a man would get paid doing that same exact job. So I'm going to go to James first. I'm going to ask you, how do you feel in reference to if a woman is doing your job, you're the man in IT, if she's doing the same thing in IT, where do you weigh in on this as far as her pay, a female's pay?
I believe in equal rights for everybody. I don't think anybody should be limited or segregated by any means, sexuality, sex, color, anything. I think if you're doing the same job that I'm doing, you deserve the same pay, the same rights, the same everything. So I firmly think that should be the case.
And Trey, how do you feel the women will respond to this, learning this information? The GOPs or the Republicans have voted this bill down that can possibly secure their rights to get paid the same amount as men. How would you think that would affect the Mitt Romney and President Obama in this election, with him being a person that is really pushing this bill and been trying to get it through for some time now?
I just hope that it just wakes people up. Republicans for history have been doing things quiet, hushed, and passing their own agendas. But I was just kind of appalled that they would not even respond to that. And actually, when it came out, I was like really unaware myself that was really going on, because now you've got CEOs of major companies that are women.
Yes.
They're holding more prominent positions now. They're starting their own companies. They're more women entrepreneurs. So I mean, it's ludicrous to me.
Right. And another thing that we need to think about is, I mean, truth of the matter is unfortunate, but we have to face reality. It is a lot of women that are running single parent homes.
Right.
And they are the breadwinner. They bring home the money. And by them making less money, it is a trickle effect. It affects their household. It affects our economy because the less money they're making, the less money they're able to spend in this struggling economy that we're in now. Let's be honest. It's not a stereotype, but I mean, it shows that women do more shopping than men. Women do more purchasing than men. And fair is fair, right is right. This bill needs to be pushed. I can only hope that the women would show up in numbers and let their vote show how they feel about this act actually getting killed in the Senate.
I think some of the Republican women are going to look at this too and okay.
But some the women that are in Senate that were Republicans, they voted against it.
Wow.
They stood strong.
Okay.
The ploy is it is too close to the election.
Mm-hmm.
And they do not want our president to continue to get kudos for things he's accomplished in his presidency. So I don't feel that the Republicans are against this bill. They're just against our president. And they want to do as much as they can and anything that they can in order to stop him from achieving more in this actual term, so he won't be a second-term president.
Yeah,
by any means.
I think that's the whole deal. Is everything that Obama or Democrats put out there right now is just clearly blocked by the Republican Party. I mean, rather than working together to actually bring forth this change that everybody needs, everybody wants, it's all about damaging his name.
And that's a shame.
It is, but
it won't work. And we're going to move on. But before we move on, I want to recognize some more people, some more viewers. Jermaine, thank you for tuning in tonight.
All right, Jermaine.
Thank you, Perry JC. Thank you, Tony 3K. Devon, I appreciate you for looking in. X-Man. And is that S Austin or is that South Austin? But Austin, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We appreciate the support. Definitely tune in next week with us. Moving on to our topic of entertainment.
Yes.
As you guys already know, I don't know who are a big reality TV person, but I am. I love reality TV, even though it's not real TV, but it's scripted reality
drama.
So Atlanta has a new show coming into town, and that show is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And I'm gonna just name the people, the cast that will be on this particular show. Stevie J, I don't know that person, but they're a 3-time Grammy Award-winning producer who has worked with artists such as P. Diddy, Jay-Z, and Mariah Carey. Mimi Faust, which is his longtime girlfriend. I'm not sure who she is. Also, there's going to be a Jocelyn. It's going to be Liz Scrappy and his girlfriend, Erica Dixon, and his mama, which they call her Mama D. Rashida, I do know that person. Kurt Frost, K. Michelle, I've heard of K. Michelle, and Carly Red. I don't want to make a comparison between them and the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I do remember when the Real Housewives of Atlanta were first coming on the scene. A lot of people in Atlanta was very skeptical, and they got a lot of backlash because they were afraid how they would represent Atlanta. Looking at Real Love and Hip Hop New York, even though it's not called New York, but it's based out of New York. James, how do you feel that this reality show would do and how it would represent Atlanta?
It's too soon for me to say. I mean, that's a very interesting cast. But I'm not going to jump to any conclusions and say anything just yet. But I'm going to be watching, and I'm going to let you know what I think about it.
So we're going to come back to that with you.
We're going to come back to that. We're going to come back to that one for sure.
So how do you feel about, first of all, are you into reality TV?
Some, but I mean, when it gets crazy and the fighting and all of that,
so I take it
can be a bit much.
Not watch Basketball Wives.
I have.
They fight every episode. They throw glasses. As long as you don't throw a glass tonight, but they throw.
Yeah, well, as my mother used to say, all little girls will grow up to be women, but all the little girls will not grow up to be ladies.
Uh-oh.
I just think it's sending the wrong image to our young girls coming up. I mean, it's always a story about they're fighting or jumping each other, and that's just kind of adding gas to that whole situation. People need to go back to being respectful for each other, and you know, I guess I am a little bit old fashioned in ways, but
right.
I mean we don't have any brothers keepers anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got to get back to civility, and that's where a lot of stereotypes come in. You know, your ghetto or your hood, and there's nothing cute about it. There's nothing cute about being ghetto or hood. But it is entertaining. It's entertaining, yes.
I feel a little bit,
yes.
a little bad. When you start talking like that, I feel a little bad.
Okay.
But like we said, it's very.
But it's one of those pleasures that I have that is not so good, it's not a good representation.
Right.
I
hope people can look at it as entertainment, but I know all people don't do that. But it is at the end of the day entertainment.
But when it starts influencing how young people act and carry themselves, that's the problem that I have.
Gotcha.
They need more positive role models. They're crying every day. But half the time, the reason they're acting out so much is because they want somebody to talk to. They want somebody to give them some kind of direction.
Absolutely. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna revisit Love and Hip Hop Atlanta once they air, and they air June 18th, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And we're gonna check them out, and we're gonna table them for right now. But we're gonna wrap up the night with our taboo topic of the night. Ooh. And that taboo topic of tonight is if a couple, two people who have been in a relationship for quite some time, let's just say 4 years, they're stable in their relationship, and they approach you to be a third party in the bedroom with them, would you participate? Why and why not, Trey?
Wow.
Yes.
Personally,
in the street.
Oh my God. Personally, I would decline. That situation can start a lot of problems. You get into that situation, one party feels like one person in the triangle, shall we say, is getting more attention. And actually, I know stories of, people tried to keep their relationship fresh or whatever you want to call it, and it didn't end well. So personally, I would not want a part of that.
So James, this couple approach you. Why or why not?
All right, this is the RListAtlanta show. I'm gonna keep it real. If I'm not involved with anybody, I'm not emotionally attached to either two parties. You catch me on the right night, that might be a yes.
Look, what about tonight?
But in general, honestly, it really depends on my mood. Like I said, the right night. If I'm not emotionally invested in any of them, it might be an option. Let's just keep it real.
I mean, for me, honestly, no. I personally,
why I gotta be the hoe?
I'm not saying you the hoe.
It's not calling you the hoe
whore
anymore. The politically correct term is sexually fluid.
I like that.
I like that too.
I can be sexually fluid.
Like water. But what I'm saying is, me personally, I wouldn't do it. But I do understand, and I have talked to people who want to spice up their relationship and may visit swinger bars or may include a third party in the bedroom, and that's just that. And if that works for them, that works for them. I have no criticism.
Right.
I'm not a person that's saying, "Ooh, you're nasty. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that." Because I can't tell you how to run your relationship.
Right.
Only you and the person that you're involved with knows what works for you. You set those boundaries before you go on the outside and you invite others in. But me personally, I can't do it. I'm too selfish. I don't need an understudy. I'm the star of this show. See?
All right. Well, guys, 30 minutes comes and goes really fast, and we've reached that point where we've got to cut it short. Trey, I definitely appreciate you coming out. But before we go, let's give special thanks to a few people. If you look to the left or right of your screen, you'll see D. Marcel, his publications. You guys go to his website and check him out. Those are some very good books. We have another author you should check out, Sean Dalton Smith. She is a great writer as well. She has two books out there currently. Check out her website. And let's take a look and support Performance Health up in Sandy Springs. Check them out. If you need to get those kinks worked out, massages, yoga services, and we have a couple of massages coming up ourselves.
And I would definitely let you know.
We are going to let you know. So that's all our thank yous. Everybody, as always, thank you for supporting us. I mean, we appreciate it 100%. Check out our Facebook page. Check out our Twitter. Like us, follow us, and interact with us. Let us know what's going on in your life. And
again, Trey, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
It's been great tonight. And just really quick, let everybody know who are out there who may want to get in contact with you. How are they able to get in contact with you?
I am on Facebook at Trai Milan. That's spelled TraiMilan. You can also reach me at traimilan@hotmail.com. As far as if you're interested in submitting your headshots and measurements to be in my catalog for Real Modeling Agency, that's Real Modeling Agency at Gmail. Also, one little quick thing I want to throw in: I am currently now looking for albino models. A lot of people aren't aware of this, but there are two major models that are just ripping it. One is a guy named Sean Ross and Deandra Forrest. Deandra's done work for Christian Dior. Sean Ross has done work for Louis Vuitton, and they are amazing. So I'm looking for the Sean Rosses and the Deandra Forrests of Atlanta.
Okay.
Because Real Modeling Agency is about things that people that look a little bit different, exotic, and there's beauty in just about everybody. And if you look at the media right now, there's some of everything in the print work and commercials.
Absolutely.
So if you're rare and body proportion, just contact me. And when I have a client that wants what you are serving, hey,
all right,
it's on.
All right.
No, that's right.
Reach out to them, everybody. So before we go, let's give that shout out to the last two people, Tonio and Mary M.
We want to thank you for tuning in tonight. Definitely tune in with us next week.
Same time,
same place. More issues. So good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.